So, Janet, would you join him in trying to ban the early morning pints?
Well, before we move on to that, let's just calm things down for people who are planning their summer holiday.
Yeah,
I think that most of the flights that have been cancelled are not to holiday places. They're they're not in the front rank of the most popular holiday places.
Munich and Istanbul.
Munich, Istanbul, and there's some business flights, some really early morning flights, business flights. So it's not going to affect most people's holidays. Having said that, at the moment. And most of the drunkenness on flights, most of the bad behaviour on flights is on flights to, no surprises here, Ibiza, Alicante and Tenerife. Yeah. So once again, if you're planning a holiday and you haven't booked it yet, I'd stay away from flights going there.
Don't go.
Don't go, maybe. That's a bit of a drastic move. But moving on to the main question, which is Michael O'Leary's proposition that ban alcohol being sold at airports before people get on the plane. I know that airports have special licensing laws, and I just find this extraordinary, excuse me, that you can go to an airport at 8 o'clock in the morning and people are busy drinking and they are getting on planes drunk. And it's very hard for airline staff to do a lot about that because they might not exhibit aggressive behaviour at the point of going through security and onto the plane, but once on the plane, you know, as we all know, you can get these really, really noisy, disruptive passengers.
Have you anyone ever been on a flight where it has been a problem?
I've been on a flight, not where it's the plane's been diverted, but I've been on flights where they're really drunk and everyone's feeling a bit anxious. And also, it's very dangerous.
Because you're in a tin can,
I've watched
30,000 feet up.
I've watched a lot online and seen videos from online that people have posted, and there's been drunk people trying to open the door, 30,000 feet in the air, abusing the staff and all of that. However, the word ban upsets me a bit because I think, although we see it a lot, and he's saying, at least 2 of his flights a day or whatever, one of his flights every day.
It happens daily, he's saying.
Happens daily, and that's terrible. But also there are people that drink, to help their nerves, or that it's part of their holiday where they go, I'll have a couple of drinks and it's lovely. And it's kind of like, I don't drink, so I wouldn't care if they banned it.
Yeah, but the thing is, we do things for the greater good, don't we?
But also, don't let them on the plane if they're drunk.
But the dichotomy is this. When you're talking about not on the plane, just at the airport, you have to make sure that the airport authorities are working in conjunction with those who are selling drink. And they're out to make their living, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to hit a lot of stuff. And if you're talking about on the plane, now, when smoking was banned, there was an uproar. And I think that if you banned alcohol, yes, there would be a total uproar for a while, but maybe eventually they would have to get used to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do things for the greater good, don't we? Yes. And with cigarettes, it was decided that actually for the greater good, it would be better if you didn't have smoking on planes and other places. I mean, I've been on planes and they've said there's somebody with a nut allergy, so no nuts, right? Now, I love nuts, so there might be a little tiny fragment in my head that thinks, oh, no, but it's not going to kill me, is it? And it might kill somebody else. So if they say no nuts, I say, all right, fine. If they said no alcohol, I'd say, out, fine. Well, if that's going to make things better for everybody, then
I can see the people who are going to be annoyed, the people who've saved up for a long-haul trip, for example, to Australia, perhaps, to see the family and so on, and they're looking forward to, it's a very long, boring flight, I'm going to have a few drinks because it will send me to sleep, maybe, and it's part of my holiday experience.
I can imagine what you would say if it wasn't available at all.
Well, funnily enough, I've cut back on my drinking, and now I've discovered that non-alcoholic beer and non-alcoholic wine taste exactly the same as alcoholic beer, and you can get really decent non-alcoholic wine. So it wouldn't necessarily ruin my holiday. And also, if you are drinking on a plane in order to fall asleep, take it from me, you'll wake up with the most appalling headache.
I know. I think it's a tipping point, isn't it? I mean, so if you think, oh, I'd like a little drink, but then you're worried about people causing a real fuss on a flight, then I would rather have a calm flight.
Yeah, me too.
And not drink for a few hours.
The question is, though, how you police that.
Well, I mean, I think
if you see a group of people, because let's be honest, a lot of the times it's lots of party groups, whether it's hen do's, stag do's, or just
weddings,
whatever. I think if you see those people being kind of loud and over the top and a little bit aggressive as they're getting on the plane, there has to be something, whether it's a test, you know, a breathalyzer or whatever, to say, I'm sorry, you can't.
But then maybe Mr. O'Leary has to employ some big burly bouncers to stand at his boarding gate and to do it, because you've often got young people. And I mean, you know, would you intervene if you got a big bunch of, you know, blokes on a stag do who are clearly tanked up?
I have been on a plane with noisy groups and asked to move. Before we've even taken off, I've said I can't sit here.
Really?
They're going to wind me up.
Has anyone asked to move sitting beside you?
Me.
No.
I got on the plane, she was there, I went, no, let me off.
I'm a pussycat on a plane.
No, literally, I tried to open the exit.